is a movie from 2023 that came and went quicker than it needs to be, following a newly engaged couple as they work at the same cutthroat hedge fund, and a promotion for the fiancé Luke was imminent. But things are immediately spun on their head when his partner turned fiancé Emily gets that promotion, and things change immediately, putting their relationship into question and turmoil, but also questioning the legitimacy of who they are as people in their relationship. There is something so fascinating to me about a screenplay that centers on two people in a relationship that is put into question out of sudden circumstances, and I think this movie does play off of the insecurities that fall in a relationship, but in this very unique dynamic. Emotions run high in relationships, most especially in more serious circumstances with difficulty at work, but when you're getting engaged, things become heightened twofold, and this movie knows that, but it also has so much to say about gender roles, workplace masculinity and toxicity, the way that it's so difficult to climb up the corporate ladder, how much will you sacrifice, and sacrifices are made as you see this relationship that starts out at purity, at these people that really do love each other but have to hide and conceal that love because they work in the same workspace that is filled with so much manipulation, and then you start to see these subtle inklings of that manipulation trickle down into their own dynamic, and that is when Phoebe Denver and Alden Ehrenreich shine as actors. That I've loved Alden Ehrenreich as someone who really enjoyed Solo, and I've never seen Phoebe Denver before, so these were like fresh faces coming into the fold, and they connect with each other immediately. But that is why when the things start happening, that third act kicks in. It is white-knuckled, to say the least. And I really do think my favorite aspect of Fair Play is how, for a large majority of the film, you watch this couple try their best. It isn't like what I find in so many movies that comment on relationships, toxicity, and manipulation, where it is like a switch, or you don't see that progression, or things are kind of played in a more cartoonish way. This feels genuine. It feels authentic. You watch this couple that you pray does not succumb to this masculinity, this toxicity, and the manipulation, but it inevitably does. But what you won't know is to the depths that it will go to. I also don't think the movie's trying to prioritize this nuanced right or wrong, black and white. There is that gray ambiguity up, honestly, until those last 15 minutes, and that's when things go into territory that is not something that I could have ever predicted. And once again, I love certain films. I have certain gravitational pulls towards movies, but ones that have two lead actors, but have actors around them, of course, but are in so minor roles, but it just focuses on a relationship and that evolution, good or bad. I lock in, and when you have chemistry and acting and patience, and when you have a work ethic that it looks like these two actors have, where every sort of nuanced look, gesture, action then leads into big decisions being made where you question, were they doing that authentically, genuinely, or was there something going on more behind the scenes? And that ending makes you question everything that came before it. Fair Play is the kind of movie that by the time it ends, it makes you rethink the first 30 to 45 minutes of purity, of love, of sincerity, when you realize the lengths that these people will go to maintain their statuses, their jobs, their integrities, and what they want. And I have to give the flowers and shout out to Chloe Dumont, a filmmaker that I believe this is her debut. I had never heard of her name going into this, and this has a lot to say about workplace masculinity, and as a white male, I don't know that. I've never worked up the corporate ladder before, so it feels right that this was written and directed by a woman who, what I understand, has experienced a lot of workplace toxicity. I mean, the film industry is riddled with that, but she has such a sharp pen to paper when it comes to the dialogue and the nuance of it all. Ultimately, Fair Play is a script that comes down to two lead performances that are career bests for each of these performers. It is roles that are played to their fullest in ways that makes you want these two actors to get booked overlooked and busy for the rest of their lives. I need to warn you that there are most definitely moments that I had to sit up, squirm, almost pause because I was getting secondhand embarrassment. I think this movie does perhaps wear its welcome a little bit too thin towards the end, shave off maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and this would have been perfect, but for the most part, I was locked in from beginning to end with 2 lead performances, a screenplay, and direction from a debut filmmaker from at least my understanding. It kind of left my ass on the floor. By the time this movie ends, it cuts to black. Those moments that lead up to it, those final 10 minutes, I was speechless. You don't get that in acting very often, but when you do, you best eat it up when you can. It's on Netflix. So all in all, I'm gonna give Fair Play an A-. Again, I love this movie. If you haven't checked it out, I know a lot of people haven't. I heard a lot of buzz from like Sundance or like TIFF. It came out in a film festival, was dropped on Netflix. That's the thing with streaming services. These movies are unceremoniously dropped and they just fall into the machine, into the mechanics of it all. And it sucks because this movie's downright almost excellent. Let me know what you thought about Fair Play. Let me know about any thoughts about the film and movies that you want me to check out. I should be seeing Argyle this weekend, so stay tuned